Yes. Welcome back to another stream. It's a press conference review. We have a look at what Pep Guardiola's been saying today ahead of this weekend's round of fixtures. Me and LB did a preview of this weekend's Premier League fixtures. If you've missed that, then you can go check that out later on after this. We speak about every game pretty much in depth and where we think it's going to go. But this one, solely on Everton and City. It's a big weekend, and I'm excited to hear what Pep's got to say. Because there's a lot going on, a lot of obviously games with Real Madrid coming up second. I want to see where his head's at, man.
Yeah. Well, he started off by talking about Erling Haaland has won the Football Writers Association Player of the Year. He says congratulations to him, of course. Sometimes players click other than others, and he did it quicker. So, yeah, that was obviously big news. It came out, Erling Haaland, GG's, bro. Yeah, I mean, getting that Football Writers Association Player of the Year. So, that was obviously sick. And then there was a big conversation about playing on Sunday or Saturday. So he says, we play on a Sunday. Thank you so much. He says, I don't want to be distracted by the Real Madrid game because we have time, not much time, but the Goodison Park game is a priority. The question for you guys, question for the chat as well. Would you rather have played on Saturday, so having less time to recover after the Real Madrid game, but then having more time to recover for the Real Madrid second leg? Or would you rather play on a Sunday, so you have more time to recover for Everton after the first leg of the Champions League, but then have less time to recover for the second leg of the Champions League? Where are you at?
I'd rather have more time to recover for the Everton game. I think the Real Madrid game on Wednesday, it should take care of itself. If you can't get up for that and the adrenaline can't carry you through and the whole occasion can't get you properly up for it, that's an issue. But I think coming from the high of playing in the Bernabeu to then having to prepare yourself to go to Goodison Park might take a little bit more focus and dialing in over the build-up to it. So I prefer the situation we have now where we're playing on Sunday.
I kind of rate the way that we've got it now. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the way it is. And you made a good point there, Hugh, the fact that if they can't get up to playing Real Madrid at home, like, you know what I mean, the adrenaline should take over on that. They should be gassed for that anyway. And I think the travelling as well, taking into account the travelling and stuff, I feel like having that extra day after all the travelling, I think is good. Gets us to Everton. Obviously, we still have to travel, but not as far, do you know what I mean? Like, it's going abroad. I rate it. I rate the Sunday one. I'm fine with it being on Sunday.
I think if we was playing at the Bernabeu in the second leg, then maybe I would have preferred to play on the Saturday. But given the fact that it's like 40 miles down the road, then I'm kind of chill with it being on the Sunday. So yeah, I agree. News on Nathan Ake, buzzing that someone asked him about this. Nathan Ake is much better, but his assessment will be made in training in a few hours' time. So Nathan Ake much better. Probably by the sounds of that, not going to be available for the game on Sunday.
However,
but does sound very promising.
Yeah,
sounds very, very promising for Real Madrid. I mean, much better. You know, going to check him out in training. So does that mean he's going to train today, or?
Yeah, surely, because if he's checking him out in training, that means that he must see where he's at in training today.
Yeah, that's obviously great news. Great news, because that means we can have a fully footed squad going into that Real Madrid second leg, and then we can decide exactly what we're going to do there with the team, because it's difficult. You know, Ake versus Akanji at left back. I think you'll actually quite have a few people that want to stick with Akanji. So but yeah, great news there. Nathan Ake back. Probably not for Sunday though. He was then asked about Everton. He says it's always been so difficult. The environment, they're a front foot team. The end of the season is really a final, so our focus is on this game. My thought is just Everton. It's no more than that. 11 months we've worked for the Premier League. We have to play all competitions. We have to switch and adapt. We've got 4 games left in the Premier League, and it's important for us to be there, to keep what we play in our own hands. We train tomorrow, and we have to prepare as well as possible. And he says he enjoys going to Goodison Park. He says it's a typical British stadium. But yeah. So I mean, Everton, man. Yeah, I mean, what we're saying, it's gonna be a tough one. We spoke about rotation quite a bit, but I was listening to ourselves. I was watching Big Six before the stream, and you know there was a bit of a debate about whether or not we should rotate. A couple of the lads were saying we shouldn't. A couple of the boys were saying we should rotate. I'm at the point where we can't rotate our defence because we don't have any rotational players, and I wouldn't be bringing in Rico Lewis for this game. He's not going to play Phillips, so it's going to be Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland have to start. So for me, the only positions that I rotate is 3. I rotate both of the wingers. I play Foden and Mahrez, and I play Alvarez instead of Gundogan. I don't think you can rotate anything else.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
go
I
on.
don't think we can. I don't think we can rotate. I mean, on the Big Six last night, they seemed to try and hammer it into me that we have this conveyor belt of world class players we can call upon whenever we want to rotate. And I had to make it clear that it's essentially just wingers and midfielders that are versatile. They can play in multiple positions that we can kind of mix and match a little bit. But in terms of the most of the pitch, we don't have like a world class player to bring in for when a world class player is tired or injured. So I think we have to go, close to full strength for Everton. It's one of those ones. I mean, Real Madrid are in the position where they can rotate. They're not fighting for a league. They're playing Getafe. They'll put out their B team, but we're fighting on multiple fronts. So we just got to keep it going. I mean, would you bring in a Sergio Gomez? No. Would you bring in a Calvin Phillips? No. Would you bring in a Cole Palmer? No, you wouldn't. None of these guys. So it's just the way it is. It's the same players who've been called upon week in, week out. Just depends what position of the pitch they'll play.
I think you're probably looking at players like Ford and Mahrez to come in. I think, like Lewis said, Alvarez for the midfield. And that'll be good with Kevin there. Plus, Alvarez doesn't mind shooting outside the box, which I rate. And then there's probably an outside chance for Laporte. Obviously, I don't really like changing the defence too much, especially with how good our defence is this year. But there might be a chance for Laporte there. It just depends which way Pep wants to run it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be playing Laporte, especially away from home. I think if it was at home, I might be a game for it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's played enough football. But
Well,
yeah,
did he do much wrong against Leeds?
No, but that was at home.
He didn't have much to do against Leeds.
He also
I'd go same defence as Real Madrid midweek.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change the defence. I think the defence is something that you shouldn't
There is an
change.
outside chance that he does start. It's Pep in it, and with this rotation, it wouldn't surprise me if Laporte plays this game.
Dr. 40 says, lads, 6 games away from greatness. Sucky it. Okay, bro. A bit more on the playing on Sunday. Pep Guardiola, he says, I don't understand why we're playing on Sunday, but I have to adapt. I can't fight the schedule. I can't understand it, but I'm not going to fight it anymore. Very interesting, because pretty much everyone in this stream, I've seen, when we asked the question at the start, there is a few people that say Saturday, but
Yeah, there is quite a few Saturdays in there.
yeah, the majority, though, are saying Sunday. So that's quite interesting.
Maybe Pep would just prefer to be back on Saturday, innit? Playing Saturday, get back, and then have more time for that Real Madrid game with how important it is. End of the day, it's the game that'll get you to a final.
Yeah. I think you've got a good argument, whatever way you feel. I think it's perfectly understandable, whatever way you feel. But I just think a little bit more preparation for going to, a dirty stadium, Premier League team, Sean Dyche ball, all that kind of thing. Whereas I think the Real Madrid game midweek, it should look after itself in terms of preparations and getting up for it and getting ready for it. So I can understand both sides, really.
Yeah. Fahad says, after playing Real Madrid, Everton looks easy task.
Nah.
I don't know about easy task, bro. I don't know about that.
Ain't no easy tasks. Ain't no easy tasks this stage of the season, unfortunately.
Nah. Pep Guardiola says, every player is ready to play and give a contribution. I thought about a lot the last minutes to do a substitute, but I thought about the players that are on the bench that are so dynamic in Phil Foden, Alvarez and Mahrez. But in that moment, we didn't need that. We need to increase our rhythm, to increase the moments to everyone else to get high rhythm. Everyone will be important with so many games to play. So again, that does suggest that rotation is going to be made on Sunday. And the 3 players that he's mentioned there, the 3 players that I'd play, didn't mention Laporte, obviously, but rotation is probably going to come. He spoke about Haaland's fitness. He says he's had a really intense game in Madrid. He could not have done it if tired. I would say, yeah, he can go on a while. I think it's fine. We're going to see the team tomorrow, speak with the physios and staff and decide. We've got a lot of games to choose and not choose. Maybe people don't believe me, but I rely on them all. I rely on all of them a lot, but there are players in certain moments that are so important to us. They don't like me when they don't play. We are sure we're going to play until June the 3rd. You have to deserve to win a game to play one more week. We have potential 6 games, potential 7. It's not too much. We have to go for it.
It's good.
Ooh.
You're tired. Fuck
Fighting
you, innit?
attitude. Fighting attitude, man. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. You want to play at that. You want to play at the highest level. You want to fight for all the trophies. Put up with a bit of fatigue, man. Put up with a bit of pain. It's what we got to go through to reach those heights. I like that, man.
Yeah, this stage of the season, you're gonna be tired. Like, it's been a long year. The World Cup been in there, but if you want to be in all these competitions, then That's the way it is. You're going to have to play these big games. You're going to have to get up for it. You're going to have to go through this fatigue. It's just, that's just football. That's why trebles are so difficult and things like that. And keep going in all competitions. That's why it's so hard, because it has such a taxing impact on your team. But it's Pep's job there to just like keep the team fired up and just try and get them over the line. Like he says, 6 games, potentially 7 games. That's it. That's it. You got 7 games in front of you, max. You go out there, put it all in on every single one.
Yeah, true. He said we can't play on Saturday because there is Eurovision and we don't have enough bodies or the capability to handle so many people in Liverpool.
He
says,
I forgot. That is a legit thing. That I didn't realize that's why we can't play Saturday.
Yeah, he says I'm sure the Premier. Yeah. He says I'm sure the Premier League want to help teams. They don't want to make us uncomfortable. The problem is the schedule, this amount of competitions, and this amount of games. So yeah, just again talk about the fixture congestion, but it is what it is. You can't do shit about it, man. You're in the treble, you deal with it, innit?
But at the same time, having Eurovision in there, like that does obviously throw a spanner in, like, because we can't play, we cannot play in Liverpool when Eurovision's in Liverpool, and also they just can't, they don't have the bodies for that, innit? That makes sense now. I understand now why it's not on the Saturday. I had no idea. I thought it was just a random fixture thing. I didn't realize there was actually something, like a reason why we can't play. Me and Hugh had that moment there of, oh shit, yeah, Eurovision.
Yeah. He says Arsenal will definitely win all of their games in the Premier League, but he does want them to drop points. I'll be honest, that's what he said. I think that's the way you've got to look at this now. I think Arsenal will win all 3 of their games. I think they beat Brighton on Sunday easily, and I think they win the final 2 games. So yeah, they're going to have 9 points. So we just got to do what we do. We can't go. That's why I don't think we should make wholesale changes for Everton. 3 changes. That's it. Make it happen. But you don't want to put yourself on unnecessary pressure. So, yeah, I think he's right there. I think that's the way that you got to approach it. Arsenal are going to win all 3 of their games.
Yeah, that's the only way to approach it. Focus on yourself, not what Arsenal got to do. The league's in our hands. We don't have to worry about Arsenal's results. If they drop points, buzzing. If they don't drop points, it's up to us.
Shouldn't even be bothered about watching Arsenal.
Yeah, we don't
Once they get on, just assume they win. Just assume they win and focus on yourself.
Yeah, we don't have to spend a minute of our time on Arsenal. Just as long as we do our job, we're good. Dr. Footy's second account of Fountains says not stressed about Everton. Akanji first goal due.
Oh, big shout!
Right there.
Pep then says when you think you're exhausted and you can't go anymore, you can. You can be tired. That's normal. But at the same time, if you have the desire and your mental place is in the right position, then you can have incredible energy. So that screams like you are tired. Fuck you, innit?
That is it.
So and that's it. That's the end of the press conference. So pretty short one today for the press conference. Obviously, more comments will come out tomorrow. Yes, crazy situation. Big game.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm excited for this weekend. I'm nervous, like, do you know what I mean? And I'd rather we're not playing Everton away, but I'm excited.
Where you at, Hugh?
I'm nervous, man. I'm really nervous. I always feel games that are sandwiched in between European competitions. They're so tricky. They're so tricky because of the high stakes either side of the game. And then, of course, this game is high stakes too. But if you told the players, back in August, September, that you'll be 7 games away from winning a treble, I think they'd bite the hand off that and be really excited by it. So I really hope that, Pep and the players can just push themselves through this and get themselves over the line, because for me, we're a better football team than all these teams we're going to take to the pitch against over the next month or so. It's just a matter of us being mentally and physically prepared and in the right place. So that's what it's about. That's really what it's about, being prepared.
The thing is, for me, what's important is we don't need to play well to get results. Let's be honest, the only thing that matters right now is the results. So we just need to go to Everton and win. We don't need to go there and play well. We just need to win. That's it. Done. Again, Real Madrid, just win the game. You know what I mean? That's all we need to be doing in these games at the moment. So I just think we need to go to Everton. I think it's going to be tricky because I think they're going to be really defensively set up, because a point for them would be a wonderful point. It really would. So I think they're going to be really defensive, going to make it super tricky for us to break the lines. They're going to be fresher than City coming into the game. They're in confidence. They've just beat Brighton 5-1. But we just need to go there and get the job done. At the end of the day, when we play if Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland play against Everton, we'll create a couple of chances. We just need to be clinical. They're not going to create bags load of chances against us, are they? You know what I mean? They'll probably create a few good ones. We'll create a lot more than them. We just need to be clinical.
I say it's a week in, week out nowadays. We just got to take our chances, man. We just got to take our chances because it can change a game completely. Like if we take our chances, if we get chances in that first half, I just beg we take them chances because that means that going into the second half, you can rotate. You can get the game won, then rotate. That's perfect. That's
An early
a perfect
goal
scenario going into Real Madrid. An early goal changes it. That's the best thing to do, man.
Yeah, I'd love another goal against Everton. I really, really would. But yeah, it's one of them. As I said this morning, you know, a draw is not the end, not the worst result for us at Everton. It's really not. Means you have to win 2 out of your 3 games and draw the other one. But a win just does absolute bits for us, man. You know what I mean? It's pretty much over if we win on Sunday. It really is. And of course, if we win, they've got to play Brighton straight after. Deserving ball. You know, he said he wants to cook. So let's see if he can cook, innit?
Hopefully he can cook. Hopefully. I mean, it'd be interesting to see it straight after. Obviously, straight after our game. But we got to get our job done first and it put a bit of pressure on them.
Yeah. Right. I think that's it then. Nothing else to say. Hopefully, guys, have enjoyed this stream. If you have, make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.